Forget everything you think you know about the loner. Because this isn't a story about someone hiding from the world, or someone who can't make friends, or someone lost in their own head. Nope. Today, we're uncovering a surprising truth. For some people, solitude isn't a weakness. It's a superpower. And once you understand why they thrive alone, you'll never look at loners the same way again. We live in a world that praises constant connection. Text back fast, stay online, say yes to every invite, be social, be visible, be on all the time. So when someone enjoys being alone, society often labels them as weird, sad, or antisocial. But here's the twist. Many people who prefer solitude aren't running from the world. They're simply wired to flourish in a different emotional ecosystem. Their peace comes from the inside. Their energy rises when things get quiet. And their best ideas, their best selves, show up when the noise fades. This video unpacks the real psychology behind the loner, the kind who thrives, not the kind who isolates from fear or pain. We're talking about people with strong inner worlds, deep emotional resilience, and a level of self-understanding most folks never reach. If you've ever felt misunderstood for needing space, or you're curious why some people love their own company, stick around. This is going to connect some dots in a way you've probably never heard before. Point 1. Society's stigma versus the hidden strengths. Let's start with the big misconception. People often assume loner means lonely. But solitude and loneliness aren't the same thing at all. Loneliness happens when you want connection but don't have it. Solitude is when you choose space because it helps you feel grounded, creative, or calm. Huge difference. And yet, people who thrive in solitude often get mislabeled as cold, shy, awkward, or antisocial. Sometimes others assume something must be wrong, like they're hiding or avoiding or struggling socially. But more often, these individuals just have a different psychological rhythm. They don't chase constant social stimulation because their minds don't need it to feel alive. Some people recharge in a crowded bar, laughing over nachos and margaritas. Others recharge by taking a long drive, grabbing a solo Starbucks iced latte, or sitting at home with their thoughts, a good playlist, and zero pressure to perform. Neither is better, just different. And here's the part most people miss. Thriving loners usually can socialize. They simply don't rely on it to feel whole. They're not hiding from the world. They're just not dependent on it. Point 2. The inner world, fueling self-sufficiency. Now, let's step inside their minds for a moment, because the real magic of the thriving loner starts within. These individuals have something psychologists call an internal locus of control. That means they feel grounded because of who they are, not because of what others think of them. They don't crave validation, they don't chase approval, they don't need someone else to tell them they're enough. Their sense of self is self-generated. This inner strength comes from deep introspection, the kind that only happens when life gets quiet. While other people might avoid being alone because it forces them to face their thoughts, loners embrace solitude because it lets them explore those thoughts. Their internal world becomes rich and detailed, almost like a personal universe. Some journal, some get lost in books or music. Some take long walks thinking through problems and puzzles in their head. And most importantly, they build hobbies that don't rely on anyone else. Painting, coding, writing, hiking, collecting vinyl records, cooking new recipes just for fun, even if it's something simple like a perfect grilled cheese, or testing out every sauce at Chick-fil-A until they find their favorite combo. These solo activities aren't just distractions, they're fuel. A thriving loner's identity isn't shaped by the outside world, it's crafted from within.
Point 3. Cognitive frameworks for independent flourishing. Now let's get into the mental mechanics, the deeper cognitive frameworks that help loners excel. First, flow state. This is that magical mental zone where time seems to disappear because you're so deeply focused on what you're doing. Solitude creates the perfect environment for flow. No interruptions, no noise, no pressure to multitask, just pure immersion. This is why loners often become masters of their craft. Writers, artists, engineers, musicians, thinkers. Many of them work best with long stretches of uninterrupted alone time. Second, emotional regulation. People who spend time alone learn how to navigate their own emotions without external distraction. They sit with their feelings. They process instead of pushing things away. They problem solve internally, which builds a kind of emotional muscle. It's like doing mental weightlifting. Over time, this creates resilience, the ability to bounce back faster and stronger from challenges. Third, independent thinking. When you're alone, there's no group influence, no pressure to fit in, no echo chamber, no social script telling you what you should believe. Loners get comfortable forming their own worldview. They challenge norms. They question trends. They follow ideas because they're curious, not because everyone else is. This is why so many solo-oriented individuals come up with unique solutions, unexpected insights, and creative breakthroughs. Their minds aren't crowded. They have space to think. Point 4. The paradox. Connection on their terms. Now, here comes the interesting twist. Even though loners thrive in solitude, they're not necessarily isolated. In fact, many of them form deeply meaningful relationships, deeper than average, actually. Here's why. They don't collect people. They connect with intention. Instead of a huge social circle, they prefer one or two people who truly get them. People who appreciate depth, honesty, and authenticity. They're not the types to go out every weekend. But when they do connect with someone, it's real. Not surface-level small talk, not forced politeness, not we hang out because we sit next to each other at work. Their relationships are built on shared values, not convenience. This makes them steady partners, loyal friends, and calm, grounded presences in the lives of people they care about. And because they're emotionally self-sufficient, they're not clingy, needy, or demanding. They don't need constant reassurance. They don't spiral if someone takes a moment to respond. They don't expect others to fill their emotional gaps. In fact, many people find loners easy to love once they understand them. The paradox is this. Thriving loners are independent but not disconnected. They choose connection, not chase it. Here's the moment everything comes together. The real reason some people flourish in solitude is because their fulfillment grows inward, not outward. Their peace doesn't depend on crowds. Their confidence doesn't depend on compliments. Their creativity doesn't depend on collaboration. They have discovered something powerful. When you build a strong internal world, the external world becomes a bonus, not a lifeline. And this inner wholeness, this emotional independence, this ability to stand strong without constant feedback, it gives them a level of freedom most people never experience. They're not afraid of being alone. They're not drained by it. They're not defined by it. Solitude for them is a thriving space, a place where their thoughts expand, their confidence grows, and their identity deepens. That's the truth people often miss. Some individuals aren't trying to escape the world. They're building something powerful inside themselves, and they thrive because of it, not in spite of it. So, what do we learn? We learn that thriving loners aren't broken, awkward, or antisocial. They're simply wired for self-sufficiency. They create their own inner peace. They think deeply, they feel deeply, and they connect with intention, not obligation. Their solitude is a sanctuary, not a prison. And their independence is a reflection of emotional strength, not emotional lack. So, if you're someone who needs alone time, or you know someone who seems to blossom in solitude, now you understand why. And here's your challenge. Instead of judging solitude, try embracing a little of it. Take a quiet moment this week. Sit with your thoughts. Let your mind breathe. See what grows in the silence. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you feel like you thrive in solitude, or does alone time make you restless? And why do you think that is? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the psychology of human behavior, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with someone who might need a fresh perspective. Thanks for spending time with me today. And until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and take care of your mind.